The American Dream, the only show that combats negative media, not owned by a network, commercial-free, unscripted. We got a great show for you today coming from New York City, the media capital of the world. Let's get the American Dream started right now.
We do it in the spirit of going against the grain of the negative media, giving inspiring information, and having people walk away from our show with something of value.
You're seeing a disruption in both the real estate and the mortgage space.
A lot of people are just not willing to put in the work.
What video does is that it demands an emotional response.
You know what I love about this show? It's totally unscripted.
Here we are, Times Square, the city never sleeps.
Yeah.
So I actually started in New York City. When I was 21 years old, I had an internship right down the street at MTV, when I used to actually play music.
Yeah.
I got dropped here, a guy from the Midwest, knew nobody, but got to know the city, fell in love with this city, and 9/11 happened, ended up back in the Midwest, was finishing school. Well, ended up being a college dropout, tripped and stumbled into this real estate game.
Yeah.
Ultimately, I ended up in Southern California, so it's so funny to come full circle to launching the American Dream, a national TV show now in 23 cities in New York City, and how it's all come full circle.
I love it because not only do I get to know more stories, we get to amplify them over 23 cities. Now, of course, New York City.
Well, it's the family,
Yep.
it's the home, and then it's the location and the lifestyle. Like,
Yeah.
it all kind of comes together. And one of the things we're trying to do with this show is highlight these different communities all across the country. You recently brought us Ben Bacal.
Yeah.
And when we talk about things like the American Dream, there's nothing wrong with dreaming big.
Yes.
A $250 million listing.
The biggest.
Yeah.
The biggest.
So here's what we did. Took a helicopter ride,
Yep.
$250 million listing on the West Coast. Let's go check it out. Dream and I have been invited by San Diego's premier luxury realtor, a friend of our show, the Seth O'Byrne. And we're giving LA's leader in luxury real estate, Ben Bacal, a helicopter tour of what San Diego has to offer in the luxury real estate market from the sky. Buckle up.
I've been traveling the entire country, launching the American Dream all across the United States, and in each market we isolate the elite realtors in every market. Today we did something fun. We brought Ben Bacal, who is the #1 agent for luxury up in LA.
So glad to be here.
Yeah, this is pretty cool. It has a $250 million listing right now, amongst many other. A great portfolio. And we got Seth O'Byrne, who you see on the show all the time, who is our expert out of San Diego. Of course, on his phone, but we're just touring America's finest city, maybe having a little in-air debate about LA and San Diego from two of the best nationwide. When you approach a luxury home and you're taking it to market, what are some of the strategies that help move that house?
I spend anywhere between $5,000 to $10,000 a month on those luxury listings because everyone's on their phone.
Yep.
I want those listings, viral on your phone. So that's what I implement. And of course, for the super high-end properties, we'll have a PR company come in and strategize and build stories around the property and try to get free editorials as much as we can.
Is there, obviously there's a lot of thought that goes into it, but it's not for sure what that property is going to sell for when you list it for 20, 30, 40 million, right? I mean, there's some guesswork there.
No, when you're in that 20 to 30 million dollar mark, you know that they're going to sell for pretty close to that. It's when you're pushing in that 40 to 250 stratosphere.
Yeah.
Then it's a bit different game, but. The price per square foot has been, we're really price per square foot driven in Los Angeles. We're lucky because we have the comps to back it up. So you can say like a house down the street sold for $3,000 a foot or $2,500 a foot. Museum quality stuff is selling for about $2,500 a foot.
Share with me a story, an example of something you've moved recently.
Recently we did a house for $48 million, and it's a New York buyer that came out and bought it. And then we have a lot of buyers from the UK that are venture capital, private equity. A lot of Chinese are buying, and then mostly it's domestic because the United Emirates dollar is pegged to the US dollar, and this the British thing. Everything's in flux. So right now it's really domestic, but I do advertise in like Camju and luxuryrealestate.com and Prestige MLS, and I put it in Mandarin. The listings, I'll translate them, and also on YouTube I'll translate them. But essentially, they're coming out here and they're hiring me, looking for their home of their dreams, and like the big listings, spending like $10,000 a month, pushing them so they're where their screens your house is going to be, right?
Yeah, so really, even though in some ways, obviously, luxury real estate has been known for being cutthroat, kind of to the opposite, you have to be collaborative with the other partners out there, right?
Yeah, you really have to, exactly. You got to be collaborative with your fellow associates, and you got to maintain that relationship. Getting exclusive listings, they're great, but often they trade hands really quickly. You get a 6-month listing, and it doesn't trade, and then you pass it off to the next guy, and then boom, it could sell, which is okay. It's just the name of the game, right?
Ben, you got any final remarks about San Diego?
Well, from the air, I really got a really terrific perspective. Thank you, Seth, for showing me all the different areas. They're beautiful. Those hillside, those cliffside properties were extraordinary. I couldn't believe what I saw. And the value that you get for beachfront property is exceptional. I'm looking to maybe buy something one day. That'd be cool.
Hope you enjoyed, and cheers to your American dream.
People come here to succeed, and if you don't succeed here, you don't stay. So owning a media company in Southern California to spread across the country, doing it city by city, and then New York City becoming our 23rd, it's the place where you're bringing the best of the best. In the media capital of the world, owning a media company, this is where you want to get to. Look at me now. I mean, it's just one of those things now where we have a seat at the table.
Yeah.
We've pulled major partners, sponsors, and got this momentum where we're here to launch.
Hi, I'm Holly Maloney, and I'm here at the Rookwood Pottery Company in downtown Cincinnati. And today I'm going to be talking with Ashley Simon, who's a sales executive here at Rookwood. How are you, Ashley?
Good, how are you?
Good, thank you for having me.
Of course.
Ashley, tell me a little bit about Rookwood Pottery, and what can you tell me about the company?
Okay, Rookwood Pottery was founded in 1880 in Cincinnati, Ohio by a local artist of the name Mariah Longworth Nichols. It was one of the first female manufacturing companies in the United States, and our company staffing has been and is made up currently today of mostly women. Over 70% of our employees here are women, and we're also woman-owned, so we're really proud to embrace that women heritage of Rookwood and still be woman-owned today.
Nice, nice. Tell me a little bit about what separates Rookwood Pottery from all of the other pottery and the other tiles in the market today.
The true quality and artistry of our handmade tiles come from the dedication of our artisans and through their hands.
Great, and they're made here?
They're made in-house here in Cincinnati.
That's incredible. So if someone wanted to come in here, what's some of the ways that people use the tile?
So the tile industry is booming right now. People are wanting products that have longevity, that are durable, that are functional, and Rookwood has been able to craft that over the 130 years that we've been in business. And you can take this simple tile, as you see behind Holly here, and incorporate it in a backsplash, add it with one of our distinctive glazes, and it really could just add a wow factor to any home.
Wow, so if someone would to come here, you would help them design a
Definitely,
piece for their house?
We have designers in-house that can assist you with designing your kitchen, with your pool, Rookwood Pottery, we are not only in residences, but we're in commercial applications and settings as well. So we can be in your shower, but we can also be in a stadium. Our tile's so durable, you can put us anywhere.
Wow, that's wonderful. Okay, Ashley, what separates Rookwood from all the other tile offerings that are available out there?
So Rookwood offers functional art just in the tile form. So as you see our tile here, Holly, it is completely handcrafted. This tile passes through at least 14 sets of hands before it leaves the building. Our back has our insignia on it, so it says Rookwood. So this is completely handcrafted from start to finish.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, so this tile can be placed in pools, backsplashes, fireplaces, commercial settings. Our tile's extremely durable. So it's a functional art.
Beautiful. One of the things, Ashley, I know everybody's going to be wanting to know is if they do not live in Cincinnati, can they still work with you guys and use your product? Because it is absolutely gorgeous.
Of course. So you can go to rookwood.com. On there you'll be able to browse our digital catalog as well as our tile portfolio. That shows images of our tile installations. It gives you a little bit of inspiration, as well as setting up an appointment with a design consultant that's completely complimentary to you. But we're eager to learn about your projects and the jobs, and we're able to provide design feedback as well.
Good. And one thing that you had mentioned is that you do tours here at Rookwood. How does somebody get signed up to do a tour?
Yeah, so you can either phone in or go on our website on Rookwood. And if you're in the Cincinnati area, we encourage that you come down for our factory tour. It's completely complimentary. We ask that you see our product and see how it's made. That way you're able to get an idea of the process behind it.
Good. Well, thank you very much for having me. I think that's all we have here today at Rookwood. Thanks, and back to you at the studio.
The show's called The American Dream, right? There's only one city in the country that has an Ellis Island. This is a place where people have come for hundreds and hundreds of years to stake out their claim in what is the American Dream. And so having a show called The American Dream, launching in a place known to found the American Dream is a huge deal. What I love most about San Diego is the pace. People move here because they know that life is short. You gotta live it in a place that recognizes that. I would always joke I can go from business suit to wetsuit in 15 minutes on a Friday afternoon. I think I've got it beat. I've got it down to about 12 minutes now. That's what living in San Diego is about. Today I'm going to take you guys to a property that we just put on the market in Sapphire Tower. This condo is probably one of the best properties, one of the best views in all of San Diego. On the way, we're going to pick something up special for the sellers. We're going to go to Donut Bar. Actually, it's here right now. Let's get some donuts. Could I get some creme brulee and then a Boston cream and a chocolate euphoria? I was gonna have a beer, but I think it's too early.
It's not too early, sir. It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Thanks. When you're in downtown San Diego, you might walk right by it and think it's nothing, but the Donut Bar has been on USA Today, it's been on the Thrillist, it's been on TripAdvisor. This is probably one of the hottest donut bars in America, and we got it in our backyard. This penthouse listing is actually really personal to me because not only do we have a listing on one of the most expensive penthouses downtown San Diego, I was working on this project when I was 19 years old as an intern for the builder. So to come around 16 years later and have a listing of this caliber is something that really means a lot to us. It's 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, 3,000 square feet, but you're not just buying it because of the stats, you're buying it because of the materials, you're buying it because of the Sub-Zero commercial wine fridge, the Miele, the Wolf. All these materials are absolute top of the line, and for an affluent penthouse buyer, they're the units, materials that you would really want. The reason I would buy this property is this room right here. One of my favorite rooms in the penthouse is the master bedroom. It's got floor-to-ceiling, wall-to-wall windows. It overlooks over $2 trillion in downtown penthouse living. You can see out of this window to Mexico. You can see Coronado Islands in the San Diego Bay. I like to joke that this is a 50 Shades of Grey style penthouse. And I like to think that Christian Grey himself would love this one feature that he has right here. And this is a hidden staircase, in case you have guests that need to leave in a hurry. The reality is for $3 million you could buy a lot of house, right? But you can't replicate this view. That beach across the street, that's a white sand beach I surfed out this morning. For a local San Diegan, you're looking at basically the best of our city all in one shot. So as great as the inside of this property is, you realize that it takes all of it to make it one of the best properties in San Diego.
All right, and cut. Good job, guys.
We're done?
We're done.
You want a donut?
Yes.
Everybody has decided, they've made that conscious decision that they choose positivity, that they still believe America is a staircase, and that there's a possibility for everybody to go up. People rejecting negativity and choosing positivity. People deciding that they want to do more with their businesses, more with their time, more with their families, and take part in this incredible economic opportunity we have to be in this country. And so what's so cool is everyone's story is completely different, and this company is thriving as a business, at the same time creating a tremendous amount of social good.
Welcome to the American Dream. We are going to dive right in with our conversation with Lynn Schwarber. She is so great. She's a realtor, she's a Comey & Shepherd, and we're excited to have you back on the show again, Lynn.
Oh, it's great to be here. Thank you.
So, Lynn, when families are moving into a new neighborhood, one of the most important things that they're looking at is, where is my child going to go to school? So important. I know recently you went and actually talked with one of the superintendents in one of the best school districts there in Cincinnati.
That's right, I did. The northern suburbs of Cincinnati, of Westchester and Liberty Township make up Lakota schools. It is the 8th largest district in the state of Ohio, and it's about 17,000 students. Matt Miller took over as superintendent less than 2 years ago. He's doing all kinds of positive things there. One of the first things he's done is take aim at the textbook.
Awesome, let's check that out.
That's Superintendent Matt Miller knocking a pile of textbooks off a desk to make a point.
In the country, we spend over $8 billion a year on textbooks, which I think we can use those resources in better ways.
This is your lesson. That's not how we do things around here.
In this back-to-school video Miller produced for his staff, he portrays a stuffy old classroom, and he dares his teachers to be great, to innovate, and to make a difference.
We embrace your frenzied passion.
And I think we can do those things that are engaging to our kids and engaging to our staff. So it's not just somebody lecturing in front of a classroom, but let's get ourselves moving around with the kids. Let's talk about how we learn as adults, but also how our kids learn. So we're trying to challenge sort of the status quo, and we've been talking about going from status quo to status go, and what's the best opportunities and options that we can provide for our students.
One of those opportunities, access to technology. Just this month, all 7th and 8th graders in Lakota received school-issued laptops, and Miller wants to expand that to every single high school student in the new year.
So we see kids that want to do creative things, and we're trying out ways to say yes.
Coming up on A Look Around Lakota, history came alive at Independence Elementary School.
One creative way Miller is using technology, his monthly video newsletter, and his massive presence on social media.
We do that because there are great things that our kids do and our teachers are doing every single day. So when we use our hashtag #WeAreLakota, and you do a search by that on Facebook, or for right now on Twitter as well, when you do that, you can see what's going on in every single school and a whole lot of classrooms in our district every day. And so sometimes in public education, we don't talk about all the right things that we're doing and all the great opportunities we provide for our kids. And social media is an outlet where we can do that and say, look at what our kids are doing, look at what our teachers are doing. And I think that shows our community we have a really strong school system, so we want to tout that.
Miller is also reaching out to the community with something called Communiversity, classes for parents or anyone who wants to learn more about Lakota schools.
And we're also going to hit those heavy topics, like we're going to have social emotional lessons. We're going to talk about the drug crisis going on in not just our region, but across the country.
They'll also talk about school safety. This year, Lakota added more resource officers, going from 10 to 18, one for each school campus. And students have formed Hope Squads this year, a peer-to-peer suicide prevention program. Students are trained to identify at-risk students, provide friendship, and seek help from an adult. Miller has brought a new energy and excitement to Lakota. His goal to make this a place where these kids look back and feel proud to say, we are Lakota.
When we gave them the opportunity to try new things to be creative, to be innovative, and that we were a good launching point for their career.
Lynn, that was really great. So what do you advise when families are looking into a school district? What do they look for? How do they do this?
Well, a lot of people don't realize that when you work with a realtor moving to a new home, realtors are not supposed to advise you on whether one school is better than another. So you really have to do your own research. You'll want to go online, check out the online website. They usually have a report card for every school. Check that out. And then go visit the school. Talk to some of the parents. That's really the best way to find out about the school and whether it's a good fit for your kids.
Really great information, and it's so important that families always stay on top of what's going on with school districts and how to really do the best for their children. Thank you for bringing this up today.
Thank you. Thanks for having me here.
You're watching The American Dream, and we'll be right back with more.
For most people, when they think about purchasing a home, they think about spring or summer in the spring buying market. Well, today, let's talk about 4 reasons why now buying a home in the fall makes the most sense. Number 1 is that prices are continuing to rise. Over the last year, home prices have gone up 6.9%, beating expectations and projections, and they're projected to go up another 5.2% over the next 12 months. So better to buy now versus wait when homes are just going to continue to get more expensive. Reason number 2 is that mortgage rates are continuing to rise. Again, going to be more expensive to purchase a home next year. Number 3 would be that if you're a renter out there, you're paying a mortgage whether you like it or not. You're paying your landlord's mortgage. So why not pay your own and create wealth for you and your family? And then finally, the last reason is what we talked about in the beginning. The fact that most people think about purchasing in the spring or summer, there's less competition in the fall. So, you're less likely to have to pay top dollar or pay above list price, get into multiple offers. So feel free to give me a call or email me today. Let's get you pre-approved, find out how much you qualify for, and purchase the home of your dreams. This has been Ryan Kiefer with Prime Lending and your Mortgage Minute.
Welcome back, everyone. We're in week number 3 of what a title company is and why you need one. What are the different types of liens that you could be affected by? Remember this stat: 1 out of 4 properties have some type of title defect on it. Those defects could be child support liens against the seller of the property, federal tax liens, state tax liens, and certified judgment liens. These are just some of the liens that you are depending on the title company not only to find, but to make sure it is paid off in full. Again, liens that are not paid off become your problem later. I'm Ken Martin with Priority National Title, and that is your title tip of the week.
I hope you enjoyed today's show. The American Dream now spans coast to coast, all across the country and everywhere in between. The whole idea to empower the mindset of the American Dream. Did it from New York City today. This is actually the place I started in media, working for MTV, living in Chinatown. I'll never forget my first day in Union Square, which is where this $18 million pad is. Met my roommate, and he said, "Hey man, let me show you around New York City, show you what this town has to offer." So we walked up here to Union Square, and I'll never forget, he sat down and he said, "Sewing, grab yourself a piece of real estate. This is a great place to take a nap." Put his arms behind his head, laid back down. So my first day, almost 20 years ago in New York City, I took a nap in the street. So to be back here, launching the show, spreading positive information, and empowering the mindset of the American Dream, quite the honor. Thanks so much for watching the show. Hope you enjoyed it from New York City and all the areas we covered. That's all for today. Hope you can follow us on social media. I'm gonna go take a nap.